The Wholeness Network. Awaken to the reality of wholeness.
We're excited today to dive into the world of crystals, talking about how to use healing crystals if you're a beginner. And I asked Mechelle what's the most important thing we should tell them, and she said,
It's not weird.
when I first started using crystals, or I just wanted to start using crystals, I remember thinking, I do not even know where to begin. I don't understand this. So we hope today helps you to have the courage to get started. There are some basic principles about crystals that we want to cover before we begin today. And one of the first things is to understand the principle of entrainment. And what that principle means is that if two things are vibrating at different levels, over time they will sync up and they will match to the higher vibration. And crystals are these beautiful gifts from Mother Earth for us, and each one has differing properties, such as the lattice structure and the type of crystal and the size and all of those things that make every single crystal hold a different healing frequency. And it's important, first of all, to understand that each crystal is doing something different for you. I just thought they were pretty at the beginning.
And they are.
And they are.
They really are.
But this is one of my favorite books, the Crystal Bible, that will just go through and tell you every single crystal and the different properties, what it's most helpful for, how to use it, ideas of what you might want it for. And so first of all, you can look into the meaning of each crystal, not just the meaning, but what each crystal can do for you. And realize that the value of these crystals is that as we hold on to these crystals or use these crystals or have them in our room that have these unique vibrations and different healing properties, then we will rise to that vibration. Mm-hmm. And so they're helping us heal through that process of entrainment that we talked about before. So when you want to use a crystal, there are so many different ways that you can use one. Mm-hmm. So first, choose what crystal it is you want. What do you need help with? One of my favorite crystals is the rose quartz. And as the heart whisperer, the rose quartz is all about love. So if there's a day where I'm feeling a particular need to have more love in my life, or I'm concerned about a conversation that might be contentious, or or I need an extra dose of compassion, that would be the type of day that I would want to carry around a rose quartz with me, maybe something smaller. But even within this, although they each have unique properties, we can also set our intention with the crystal. Anytime we add intention to anything we're doing, whether you're exercising or focusing on better communication or loving others, anytime we set clear intentions, it's going to amplify our results. So even though I know this crystal is all about love, in my mind, if I was going into a meeting that might be difficult, I could just set that intention, please help me stay in a space of love as we have to discuss these challenging things. So or do you have other examples?
Yeah, I mean, intention is how I don't do them without intention, because I feel like they can't have power unless I allow them to.
Yeah.
So my intention just amplifies the qualities that they have.
Yeah, that they already possess.
Yes.
Great. So you pick your crystal, you set your intention, and then let's talk about different ways that you can use them. And Mechelle and I have some different ways that we like to use them. One of the ways that women like to use crystals is in jewelry. You can wear them. How else do you wear?
There's probably not very many days that I haven't stuck one down my shirt with an intention, just because my heart's there.
Yeah.
And just to kind of keep that with me, or I throw them in my pocket. I have one in my pocket today as we're filming, just to keep myself, just to have the intention. This is what just presented itself as I walked out the door. I just had my little pile, and it said, let me come. I just thought, okay, that needs to come. And sometimes I'm not, it was just, okay, I just trusted that that's what I needed. And my intention, if I were to put it into words, was just to be with me and keep my, the purity of what I wanted to say, but that's what I might do. So I throw that in my pocket.
Yeah, I love that. Just real simple ways.
Simple.
And even places where you spend a lot of time, like my computer area in my office, I spend a lot of time working at that desk. And so this little tree, it has some beautiful properties to it, these crystals, to help me focus and have mental clarity. There's ones that you could put love in your children's bedrooms at night if you wanted them to feel loved, or even if a child has trouble sleeping at night, and amethyst is really good to help calm anxiety and bring that mental clarity so they can find that peace. So you can use them in your house. Some of them are not polished, they're just beautifully cut, where you just see the raw beauty of the natural stone or crystal. And so those can just be displayed in your home. Some of the crystals have special cleansing properties, so you can use it as a cleanser. So any type of application that you can find, anything that would support you or help you with the crystals, you can definitely use. Now, one of the things, because these crystals do pull in energy and they can hold that energy, from time to time you'll want to cleanse your crystals, and there's a lot of ways to do that. This is one example. This is Palo Santo wood. Just light it, and then when that flame burns out, there's some smoke associated with it, so you can just wave the smoke over your crystals to clear those. That's really easy. You can also put your crystals in the windowsill, because sunlight and moonlight will help clear them. I like to just keep them there for 24 hours so they get
both.
a dose of both. That's easy. You can also actually bury them in the earth. The soil will help cleanse them, but you'll just want to put a marker wherever you bury it, because it might be hard to find it again. I learned that the hard way, so make sure you keep track of where you're putting your crystals.
I've heard you just wash them underwater. Is that, have you ever tried that?
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Cold water.
Cold water, yeah.
Yeah. And this is selenite. This is a selenite wand. Selenite is particularly cleansing, so you can even put your crystal on a piece of selenite to cleanse it. So they're not very hard to take care of. They're easy to use. And I just wanted to share a couple of favorite crystals for beginners. There's so many out there, and so this is just where I started. But the quartz family, there are 3 of them that were really helpful for me. First of all, the rose quartz, which we talked about, that's going to help bring love to you and to your space. The second one, this is just a teeny one, but it's called a smoky quartz. And this is really good for drawing out negative energy. So that's a great one to use in your family or in an environment where there's a lot of contentious interaction. And then the clear quartz, this is a crystal point, but they are good to amplify things. So they can add strength to your other crystals, but they also are good at clearing negative energy as well. And so sometimes I'll use one of these in combination with my other crystals. The amethyst is a favorite one of mine also, that helps you with your divine connection and
Your intuition.
Yes, intuition. Those are all good. And I don't have a carnelian here, but they're also good to just help boost your energy, boost your confidence, kind of give you a quick pick-me-up.
Yeah.
It's the same color as the sacral chakra. That's where we hold our passion for life. And so those are some of my favorites I wanted to share with you. Between Mechelle and I, we have several ways that we use them, and we're excited to share them with you. I just want to review a couple of principles about crystals, just so that we keep in mind the purpose and how and why we're using them where we are. First of all, to realize that every crystal holds a different vibration. And so everyone, it's like they have their own little secret recipe.
Yeah.
Every crystal has its own recipe for helping us and healing us in our life and supporting us. And so you want to make sure that you're bringing in the right crystal for the job, depending on what you're looking for. The second thing to remember is that entrainment, that as we bring in this higher vibration and frequency of a certain intention or healing property, that we're going to rise to that. And I actually can feel that entrainment process happening. Sometimes when I pick up a crystal that I need, it's like I can feel the dissonance between me and the crystal. There's
what does that feel like?
Like a little buzzing, almost
Wow.
Like I can feel there's a gap between our vibrational level. But over time, as I hold on to the crystal or continue to use that, pretty soon I feel this equality, that I am now vibrating at the same level as the crystal. So anyway, just be aware that that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to raise our vibration. So we choose particular crystals that help support those different needs that we have. And then the third thing is that with everything we do, if you add your intention to it, it will only strengthen the success with the crystal and strengthen the ability to really receive the benefit of that. If we're asking the crystal to give us more love or more clarity or security, we're open to receiving that. And so setting your intention will help you be open and ready for those benefits. It's so easy to bring crystals into your life through jewelry. If you're a man or a woman, but particularly women, today I have a little collection of my favorite crystal bracelets on. And it's really amazing the power that you feel versus synthetic or artificial, man-made jewelry. This just brings in a higher vibration and really can support you in your day. There's also necklaces.
I've loved how recently I've noticed new brides getting married are going more to the different kinds of stones and crystals than just diamonds. And my niece has a special crystal as her main big diamond, instead of a diamond. And I think that is so. It's happened a lot. My sister-in-law has an emerald or a
that's
sapphire.
Neat.
And I just think it's just goes to show you how we're opening up to these things and they're becoming more a part of our everyday life. You can find this jewelry from Target to high-end jewelry stores. They're really and they're being used for the properties of wellness, not just pretty.
Yes, for
not
sure.
Just pretty.
Getting the benefit with the beauty.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Whether you're a man or a woman, there's plenty of things out there that you could find to wear. It's also easy. Women like to slip them in their bra, or
all the time.
My husband likes to just take some of them in his pocket sometimes. It's something he can hold on to in the middle of a meeting or just gain the benefits during the day. So you can wear them, you can have them on your body, but do it with intention so that they're supporting you. In my office, I have this little tree. It is between me and my computer screen, and these are amber little crystals on here, actually from Poland. They were a gift to me, but these stones help with mental clarity and concentration, and I could always use more of that.
Can't we all? Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I put rose quartz or other things under my bed.
yes.
Up by my pillow.
Yes. This is exactly.
Is that where you got
Yes.
yours?
This, I had to pull this out from underneath my bed.
Yeah. Yes.
But rose quartz brings in love. That's a beautiful thing in bedrooms. This, a clear selenite is also a cleanser. Selenite's a good cleanser. And so I use this piece actually under my massage table so that if people are releasing negative energy, that absorbs in the room. So those are some really simple ways.
I keep one in my medicine cabinet.
Oh, that's great.
I've got my makeup and everything there, and I just want that to have clear. My intention is that this
Stay pure.
It'll stay pure.
Yeah.
Not just pure like chemically, but that when I go to put that on, it's to enhance instead of cover up. Does that make sense?
I love that. That's so great.
So
Here's another little tip if you're building a space.
Oh, yeah.
When I own a Wholeness Center here in Utah, and when they were building out the 4 offices that we have there, I just wanted people to walk in that space and feel loved. Mm. And so I bought a couple of pounds of rose quartz crystals. And when they still had just the 2x4s up the night before they sheetrocked, we went and glued these rose quartz into the 2x4s between all of the room. And I cannot tell you how many times, I would say 98% of the time, when somebody comes in that building, they say, "Oh, this feels so good here. I feel at home. It feels so peaceful." And I just smile. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But we also have 4 offices where people are sharing office space. And it was important to me that it was a good environment of camaraderie between all of the practitioners, that it always stayed in a supportive, never a competitive environment, if that makes sense. And so we designed a circle in the ceiling that connects all 4 offices, has a beautiful chandelier there, but above the circle, where nobody will ever see it, there is a crystal grid. And that crystal grid points out to each of the offices and connects all of us together with a beautiful amethyst in the center, which brings you always to your highest, best self. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, you can use crystals in your space. The other thing you can do is use crystals to cleanse your space. And so if you have ever seen these Himalayan salt lamps, do you guys have?
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah, any children's room, I would put a salt lamp in. Like all my kids
Definitely.
have a salt lamp in.
Teenagers for sure.
Yes.
They're processing so much emotion in the day. Why not support them in
Yeah.
that way, right? So these salt lamps are so great to just freshen the energy, clear allergens in the room, bring in support and light and peace. They're fantastic.
It's really ionizing it's actually a scientific thing. I mean, it's sending ions out which go and kind of collect the negative and change it into a positive. So it's really real. That's why we have them everywhere.
They really work. That's
really
why
work.
we use them.
Yes, and you can lick them and they taste good too. Have you ever licked yours?
No.
It's salt. It's salt. It's real life salt.
Oh, great. So another good cleanser, we've already talked about this, but the selenite is a great cleanser. So these selenite wands you can use in different ways to just cleanse your energy.
Yeah,
I can feel that. Oh, that feels good. We should have done that before the segment.
Wow. That's a big hunk.
I know, that's a big one. I heard another woman that say she keeps one by her front door so that when she comes in from work, she just sets that intention to be cleansed, so she's not bringing all the stuff from her day at the office into her home. And I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
So there's great ways to cleanse your room. Also, for just emotional benefit, this is my favorite story I'm going to tell you. When my kids were little, I had just been introduced to the crystals, and I didn't really understand a lot about them, but I did really feel a strong benefit from these two crystals, a rose quartz, which we've talked about, bringing the love in, and the smoky quartz, which is really good for drawing negative energy out. And the smoky quartz, it's amazing because as you hold it, it heats up.
Yeah.
It gets super hot because you can feel all that energy collecting. And so when my kids were little, I raised them in the era of timeouts. I don't know if there's a different modern trend now, but and I always felt bad. You just send a child to sit by themselves, and how are they supposed to sort out their feelings? They don't know how to get rid of all that. And so I bought these two crystals, and my kids would call them the magic rocks. And so when they were behaving poorly, or they've hurt someone or did something mean, they would have to go sit in a little special chair, and I would give them these. Well, we'd start with the smoky quartz, and I would invite them to hold on to it and to tell me when it started cooling down, because as they hold on to it, it's going to draw out all those negative feelings. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and then it peaks and starts subsiding. And so they would hold this, drawing all their negative feelings out until they felt like it was cooling down. And then I would ask them to hold this for a couple of minutes, the rose quartz, just to fill them back up with love. And for me, it was a way to help honor what they were feeling. They were upset, they were angry, they were grumpy, whatever they were feeling. And it's okay. We all have days and times like that. So it was a natural way to just support them releasing that, and it gave them something to do, and they thought it was fun because it got all hot.
I love it.
And then to make sure they always knew I wanted them to feel loved and to hold love in their heart. So that's my child rearing tip with crystals. I'm going to package and sell those one day as the timeout set.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope this helps give you some ideas of how to bring these beautiful elements into our natural space. So many of them are just gorgeous and pretty. You can just use them to decorate your room and get that added benefit of the quality of the crystal with it. We know that these simple gifts of the earth can help support us to live life whole. We'll talk about what crystals are best for each chakra and give you some ideas of how you might apply that in healing the chakras. When you're trying to use crystals for healing the chakra, is to make sure that you pick the right crystals to support the chakra that you're trying to strengthen. Oftentimes, you'll find that the colors coordinate.
Yeah.
Every chakra has a color that vibrates at the same level to heal that chakra. And so a lot of times, just as a general rule, if you picked a stone that corresponded to that chakra color, it would probably be right. Mm-hmm. But we have a few exceptions to that, some things you may not think about. So we'll talk first about the crystals that we would use for each chakra. So to start with the root chakra, this is a teeny tiny smoky quartz. But the smoky quartz is great for releasing negative energy and helping you feel grounded. And so it helps also create those feelings of being safe and secure, which we so often associate with the root chakra properties. And so it's really good. A smoky quartz is really good to balance the root chakra out. The second thing is the sacral chakra. A carnelian is an orange or red-orange crystal, and it promotes creativity, which is so important and such a great part of the sacral chakra. It also helps you resolve prosperity issues. We know a lot of the money and financial issues reside there as well. It helps build and strengthen your relationships. And part of that important step for building great relationship is creating boundaries as well, knowing when to set those boundaries with people. So it helps with that. It may also help women who are struggling with hormonal imbalance or any type of reproductive system issues. All of that can be supported through carnelian. The solar plexus is, the crystal we use for that is citrine, and that is kind of a yellow orange stone. It boosts your self-esteem. It helps strengthen your sense of self-worth. It can also help you with your career success, and feeling the confidence you need to achieve what you want to in your career. It can increase your happiness, and in general, it will lift your mood. So that's one I should just wear as a necklace every day.
Shopping. Yeah, let's go shopping.
Yeah, so citrine is good for that. For the heart chakra, we have a rose quartz. That's just a nice pink stone. These are very readily available. You could buy those almost anywhere. It sells crystals, but it is perfect for the heart chakra. It helps promote all those feelings of love, compassion, unconditional love, kindness that we want to show to others. And it also helps promote self-love.
Yes.
Which is really important. It's important to be able to love yourself before you're ready to love others.
The energy of the heart is self and then out, in and then out, in and then out. So it's important to start with that intention for sure.
Yes. It also assists you in forgiveness. So helping you forgive others, which is important.
Very helpful.
Yeah. As we move up to the throat chakra, the blue lace agate helps with articulation, and it helps you kind of neutralize your negative thoughts or feelings or negative words that you want to say. It has a really soothing energy to it, and it's said to be one of the most powerful throat chakra crystals. Another crystal for the throat chakra, though, is turquoise. That can be very good as well. And turquoise helps give you the courage to speak your truth and to say what you want to say. Up to the third eye chakra. So we're working here now on the third eye, and amethyst is a very good crystal to help with that. It is balancing and calming to the energy. It also is a stone that assists us in concentration and a lot of our intellectual pursuits. So it helps us develop or strengthen our own intuition. This is one of Mechelle's greatest gifts.
I must have been born around the amethyst.
She's highly intuitive. Yeah, it's amazing. And it can help you strengthen your spiritual gifts as well. So I love the amethyst. It's it really helps us connect also to our divine gifts. The crown chakra, what we would recommend for that is just a clear quartz. It will quickly clear out any problems and balance that crown chakra. I didn't realize this, but it also helps connect and balance and align all 7 chakras.
Oh, wow.
Did you
that
know
makes
that?
sense.
Yeah, with the clear crystal. And so once all of those are balanced, this can help pull them all into alignment by healing them, connecting them, energizing them together. And it's also going to help connect you and fill you with divine light. So those are some suggestions for which crystals to use, but now let's take a look at how you might want to use those.
Yeah.
So you can use them in different ways. One of the ways is just to pick a specific crystal for a specific chakra purpose. So one example, did you have one you wanted to share?
I just want, so I would look at this and say, this is probably a green for my heart chakra. So I might hold it close to my heart for a few minutes, or even in my hands with my intention that it goes in my heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think we discussed this before, but adding your intention to any of this work that you're doing with the crystals will really amplify your results. maybe if you have to speak, maybe you have to speak in public, and remember turquoise is a good one for speaking boldly and being able to speak your truth. You could wear a turquoise necklace or a turquoise bracelet, or have the other crystal in your pocket that would help support your speaking. If you needed to create something new, we talked about the power of carnelian to help with that sacral chakra. So you could have that in your workspace or your environment to really promote creativity and kind of see you through a project. Amethyst is a beautiful stone to have by your bedside at night. This helps with insomnia, or if you're having trouble sleeping. I'm having trouble speaking. But this can help there. And just use individual crystals to support different chakra needs in different environments, or on different days for different purposes. But you can also use the crystals to balance all of the chakras at once. So if I were working with Mechelle and she wanted to experience this, I would have her lay on a massage table, or if you're doing this at home, you can just lay on your bed and just place the corresponding crystal on each chakra, and just focus on absorbing that energy and using that to clear the chakras. Have you ever experienced that?
I've done it on myself, yeah.
It's really powerful. And these clear crystal points, you can use these are going to amplify any of the work that you do. So it will amplify the effects of each of the crystals on your chakras, and you can put them even on the corners of the massage table or on the corners of your bed, pointing into to your body from all four corners, supporting that. And the last thing I want to share with you is my favorite way to use crystals to clear the chakra. And this was a birthday present for me, but it's a chakra blanket. And so I can't unfold the whole thing here, but it's as wide as my massage table, so I spread it out on the massage table. But if you could feel this sewn in between the layers of fabric, there are crystals, little teeny tiny baby crystals that support the corresponding chakra. And so, I can feel some right there. So you can lay on this, get the benefit of the color therapy, the benefit of the crystal therapy, and enjoy that support for your chakras.
That's amazing.
Is there any other way you use them to support your chakras?
I think it's just important. So, when you're talking about the different properties, it does give you several things that it helps benefits. And so that's where your intention really comes in. Yeah. Is that you can use, you want to focus in on this purpose for the chakra. So that's important. It's just your intention. And as always, your intuition and your guidance from heaven is always encouraged.
Yes, for sure. You may be guided to a crystal that would help heal the cause of the problem. Yeah. It's not really healing that particular chakra, but wherever the problem originated. So trust that also. Trust it. Well, thank you for joining us today. I hope this helps give you some quick ideas of how to use the crystals. Thanks so much. Have a great and blessed day.
Thank you for listening. Join the community of knowledge and growth at thewholenessnetwork.com.